Hello, this is Danny Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. In the last Star Citizen Live, CIG confirmed that they are going to be doing a wipe when 3.23 goes live. So it's time for my next in my highly irregular wipe planning guides. But first, what are we planning for and why? Actually, the why first. There are several reasons why game companies will do wipes in an MMO game during development. Number one, numerous corrupt records have infiltrated the database and trapping and correcting them are impacting performance. 2, the new version has additions to the data scheming that are incompatible with the old schema. Number 3, bugs and exploits have rendered the test environment no longer an accurate test. And number 4, they want to get accurate telemetry on day one player earning behavior. Now, they made it very clear that the reason why they are doing this is number 4.
And that's purely because if we don't, all of the analytics that we get back from people playing the game are going to be basically false reports because people are going to be using all of their banked cash and it'll just be like, oh, people are just buying all of these now more expensive items, for example. And that then tells us like, oh, do we need to make these more expensive? No, not really. It's just that people are using giant cash reserves that they've been keeping for a long time. So while it might be disappointing for some people to lose the money they've built up, it really, really helps us in informing us like, have we pushed the economy in the right direction? So we can keep making iterations and informed decisions going forward.
This is a perfectly valid reason to do a wipe in an early access development environment, and Star Citizen, even the Live, is an early access development environment. Now, when they came to saying what they were wiping, they said money and rented ships.
So we're going to look to wipe Alpha UEC and rentals, I believe.
And this is nonsensical, and particularly nonsensical in light of what they said why they were doing the wipe. So I suspect that they misspoke on the live stream, and something not unheard of. Why do I find money and rented ships nonsensical? First, if the goal of the wipe is to get accurate day zero purchasing telemetry, then wiping the cache and not the ships already purchased with that cache means that the data will be bogus. Certain ships greatly enhance revenue capabilities. For example, the Hercules C2 and the Reclaimer. Allowing players to have these mega moneymakers already means that the other ships will again be purchased much sooner. In addition, if folks already have their C2 and or Reclaimer from the old economy at the old prices, then nobody will need to buy them again with new economy because you don't need 2 of them. And again, your telemetry about new prices will also be bogus. Number 2, rented ships are going to disappear at the end of the week anyhow, so they are the least important thing to be wiped. Number 3, when CIG mentioned that they now had the capability to do partial wipes at 3.18, there were 3 categories that they said could be wiped independently: money, gear, and reputation. Rented ships was not a category capable of an independent wipe. So I am operating under the presumption that what they actually meant to say was that they are wiping money and gear. Could I be wrong? Of course. But even if I am wrong now, I suspect that by the time this goes to live, they will have changed their mind, because they have said that what they want to accomplish with a wipe, and that is the wipe that would be consistent with that goal. And CIG are good enough engineers to realize what will and won't get them usable data. So, now to the actual subject of making a wipe plan. The first task in making a wipe plan, or really any plan, is to believe that the plan is necessary. Most plans fail not because they're bad, but because they're ignored. The second is to understand what the end goal of your plan is. What, to you, constitutes having recovered from the wipe. For myself, it is restoring my in-game funds to the point that I can pay to fill a C2 with fairly valuable cargo, such as barrel, while having less than half of my funds at risk. For someone else, it might be able to do ERT bounties again. Whatever. What does recovery mean to you? Second, take stock of your assets. These are first and foremost your personal strengths as a player. And second of all is all your permanent assets, the things that you have paid real-world currency for or otherwise are account linked. On the RSI website, go to Account and Hangar. Everything there, which includes your referral bonuses, things you paid for, things that were rewarded as being a member during certain events, etc., all of those will be there. These will not be wiped. Or rather, I suspect that your account is repopulated with them after the wipe or character reset. Now, don't be afraid to use these items just because you might lose them. That unique armor is just armor. It represents money from your limited post-wipe funds that you can spend on something else important to your rapid recovery rather than buying armor. And in 3.23.x release, they are working on being able to use the item bank to have these items be able to be recovered. We don't have details, but what would make sense is the ability to replace the lost fancy armor using in-game UEC because, from a game utility standpoint, it's just armor. Third, take the opportunity to do some reprioritizing of your fleet. If you have ships that you bought thinking that you would use them a lot and then you don't use them at all, then rebuying them does not have to be part of your recovery plan, or at least not an early part of your recovery plan. Remember, you can only fly one ship at a time. What is the ship that you will be needing to fly to accomplish your plan? Fourth, don't ignore the possibility of crewing or team-ups as part of your recovery plan. Remember, everybody will be wiped, so everybody will be looking for a way to restore their funds. And finally, be sure to evaluate your recovery plan from the angle of whether it'll be fun, because ultimately, this is still a game. Now, for an update on our giveaways, we have the special membership to help cover travel costs, to have the channel have live CitizenCon coverage with its own giveaway for a Hull C. And yes, I will be giving away the Colossal Cargo Container Carrying Craft, even if our live CitizenCon coverage has to be remote. Plus, the regular Grow the Channel ship giveaways for some lucky player to get the Zippy Zazzy Zaptive Zephyr, the Zeus 2 Cargo, and the marvelous multi-role mining meta, the Arasta. 1 entry per video, just be a member for automatic entry, or subscribe and comment with the secret word. And the secret word for this video is what you will regard as your measure of having to recover from a wipe. It's up to you. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.